A wanted Italian Mafia boss was pulled by police out of his secret bunker that was carved out of a hidden apartment built in the back of an old concrete factory beside a stone quarry. Not creepy at all. The tiny hatch was under a bedroom mirror and could only be opened if you twisted the correct hook on an adjacent clothes hanger. The middle one, as it turns out. Because this is how Calabrian mobsters roll. They love their secret bunkers. The mob reporter here with news of the capture of another wanted boss of the Ndrangheta, a globally powerful mafia group whose fugitive bosses, despite enormous wealth and international connections, more often than not are found close to home, near the people they love and trust the most. Let me tell you about it. Italian federal police searching for the 60-year-old fugitive mob boss Cosimo Damiano Gallace knew they had the right place when they swarmed it at dawn on October 7, 2021. Inside, they found his 34-year-old wife and their 4-year-old daughter, but Galachi didn't seem to be home. These cops knew better. Why else would his family be in such an austere remote apartment, far from their usual home? One with an alarm system, guard dog, and 24-hour video surveillance covering the surrounding area. A close search discovered a false wall erected in the bedroom with a hidden locked hatch. Galachi knew he was busted and eventually emerged, but not before destroying 2 of the 9 mobile phones he had with him, alongside a stack of unused SIM cards. He came out without a fight. Police blurred his face before releasing video of his capture, but here's an alternate view. A search of the apartment and of the bunker discovered 35,000 euros. That's more than 40,000 US dollars. The money had been separated into bundles, each labeled with its own notation. The apartment was in Isca sul Ionico, a town in the province of Catanzaro, in the Calabrian region of Italy. It's on the Ionian coast, along the toe of the boot-shaped map of Italy, perched between 2 mountains. Centuries ago, the town moved to higher ground to give it a better vantage point to spot approaching invaders. That may have worked back then, but it did little for Galachi. Galachi had been a fugitive here for almost a year, which isn't long by Ndrangheta standards. He faces a 14-year sentence for mafia association. He was also wanted on new charges after a large blitz that hit his clan in April. Cosimo Galachi was targeted for arrest then, but wasn't found, despite all of this that you see going on that night, including officers using what looks like ground-penetrating radar. The April raids and arrests were part of Operation Molo 13, and was aimed at mobsters and financiers accused of facilitating an international drug trafficking organization. 20 people were arrested, and assets worth more than 4 million euros were seized. It was a nationwide operation, from Sicily and Calabria in the south through to Piedmont and Lombardy in the north, the wealthy regions bordering Switzerland and France. Molo is the Italian word for pier or wharf, a nod to seafaring, and wiretaps allegedly caught members of the clan discussing the movement of shipping containers. Police say they could move large amounts of cocaine from Colombia and Brazil into Spain, Holland, England, Slovenia, Turkey, New Zealand, and Australia. Part of the police probe involved compromised encrypted messaging, including what appears to be information from the EncroChat hack, and by unscrambling messages sent on encrypted BlackBerry phones they shipped in from Canada. I'll include a link here for videos with more information on that. If these allegations are true, the clan has come a long, long way. The Galachi clan first emerged in the 1950s in the village of Guardavalle, not far from where Cosimo was captured. There, a previous generation of the Galachis eked out profit from just about the only resource the village had, its surrounding forest. Mobsters being mobsters, though, they didn't want to work in the woods actually cutting timber. They just forced their way into forestry contracts to take a piece from the work of others. The limited forestry options of the area caused the gangster families to butt heads, and throughout the 1970s a feida, or vendetta, broke out between clans. It was a feud of the forest, so to speak, it pushed the Galachi to reassess and look for new allies and new areas of exploitation. Under its boss Vincenzo Galachi, the clan found success in nearby towns such as Ischia and Barolata, and from there to the populous suburbs of Rome and the wealthy regions of Italy's north. They toppled rivals to reach a place of power and influence. In 1991, in what has become known as the Guardavalle massacre, 3 rivals of the Galachi died in the ferocious firefight, leaving none other than Cosimo Gallace, the man who was found in the bunker, with a 20-year prison sentence. Now, the source of the clan's wide newfound success, authorities revealed in 2013, was the international drug trade. Apparently, a clan member's wife was from South America and helped put them in direct contact with South American cartels. In June 2013, members of the clan were pinched in a cocaine smuggling conspiracy that was moving product through Rome's main airport. The next month, they were the target of a major anti-mafia probe that rounded up 25 people, including members of the clan, local businessmen, and the mayor of Barolato, who professed his innocence. All of these deadly mafia feuds that built the clan up, however, came back to haunt the clan's boss, Vincenzo Galachi, who was arrested for murder and mafia association and eventually sentenced to life in prison. As Vincenzo the boss was heading into prison, Cosimo Galachi was coming out after serving his bit for the Guardavalle massacre. It's believed Cosimo is now running the clan as regent, while the boss is whiling away behind bars. As a result of all this police attention, the Galachi clan has had its fair share of fugitives, many of whom have been found in circumstances similar to those of Cosimo Galachi's recent capture. The undoing for many of the Galachi clan's fugitives is their love for their family, and I suppose that's quite touching. In 2016, for instance, Antonio Galachi, another of the clan's leading members, was arrested at an airport in Spain after 4 years on the run. He arrived at the airport by car, in a Land Rover, to pick up his family, who were flying in from Italy to celebrate his 46th birthday. Rather than run or fight, Antonio Galachi is said to have actually congratulated the officers for outsmarting him. In 2019, one of the clan's major figures, Francesco Raitano, nicknamed the General, who was a cousin of the imprisoned boss Vincenzo, was arrested in Sicily after 2 years on the run. He was arrested in a tourist town near the Mount Etna volcano. The fugitive had come to a vacation home rented there by his family. When police arrived, he jumped through a window into the unexpected arms of officers waiting outside. Another veteran Galachi man, Cosimo Damiano, was arrested this May. He was found hiding in a house just down the road from the clan's hometown of Guardavalle. He was a holdover fugitive from one of the old investigations, targeting the clan stretching back to the 1990s. And in 2015, 2 more fugitives allegedly linked to the Galachi were found hiding in a basement bunker. Their hidey hole was accessed through a trapdoor in the floor of a coal cellar. They also had cell phones and SIM cards with them, as well as portraits of Catholic saints. Look at this guy, he seems pretty chill about being caught. Not unlike Cosimo Galachi's response. To be honest, these Galachi fugitives all seem cordial, at least on camera and in front of police. Although, I'm not sure their rivals would agree. Thanks for watching. And please subscribe. Do it. Do it now.